Coming up on MCTV, students gather in front of Wallace to voice concerns about the college's future. MCTV starts now. Welcome to MCTV. I'm Erin Hinkle. On Friday, March 19th, Monmouth College students gathered outside of Wallace Hall to voice concerns over the current administration's leadership. A number of students who attended made posters and spoke out to describe their frustrations.
I think it's important for students to use their voice and speak out on things that are important to them. And it's important to include students in the conversations that are happening with both faculty and administration.
We have been we've been sharing information very forthrightly, a great deal of information with the faculty and staff. We have, in probably a less detailed way, shared that information with students. I think if there is a desire for more detail, I'm certainly glad for us to provide that and to put things more in context. I think perhaps there was certainly we can do that.
Concerns that were expressed by students include the college's current financial state, lack of transparency about how these decisions are being made, and racism and sexual assault on campus.
I would like to see the school become a safe place for all the people on campus. I feel like right now students are losing faculty that they're connected to. They're losing their majors, they're losing their minors, they're losing funding for the activities that they are involved in. Also, people don't feel safe on campus. People don't feel safe when they see the people who sexually assaulted them walk around. People don't feel safe when their entire identity is undermined by other members of the campus.
Many students are anxious about the school's current financial state and how that has impacted faculty and staff being let go and programs being cut.
My biggest concern is how we are spending our money and what we are doing with it. I am an accounting student, and hearing all of the numbers that I did at the walkout by one of the speakers, it was very concerning, and I don't feel like we're spending our money in a good way.
Students also have concerns on whether they will be able to graduate in the program they have declared if that program is eliminated in budget cuts.
I think some students have somehow come to the belief, been brought to the belief, to the fear that the college is in real peril. The college faces some challenges, but we are dealing with them. How we're dealing with them, some of the things that have been done, some of the things that will need to be done in order to deal with them aren't things that any of us would want to have to do. Nobody likes to see people laid off from their jobs. Nobody likes to see a budget reduced that will then limit how something might happen. Or somehow how some program might go forward. But again, these are things that have to be done to ensure the long-term health of the college.
At the recent general meeting for Scot Student Senate, Dean of Faculty Mark Wildhart said that even though programs and staffing may change, it's both the college's goal and responsibility to help students finish their degrees. If students want to talk directly to President Wyatt, he said that he would be at Einstein's in the Hughes Library every Wednesday at noon. For more information on this story, pick up the next edition of the Courier on April 9th. The positive health benefits of optimism were discussed on campus earlier this month. Psychology professor Joan Wirtz and Marcia Dopheide have been interested in how optimism can affect your health for as long as they both can remember. Before the alumni webinar started, attendees were asked to take a test to determine how optimistic or pessimistic they are. Both Wirtz and Dopheide took the test, and Wirtz scored much higher on the test, while Dopheide scored in the middle range. During the talk, different anecdotes were brought up about how to keep positive and optimistic during the pandemic and bad days.
I also like to make things. I'm not a super crafty or creative person, but I have a couple of things that I do, like I make Afghans. And so I've been cranking those things out pretty quickly. And so for me, it gives me something to do when I'm by myself at my house. But what I also like about it is that I give that stuff away then, right? So this isn't for me. So it's like I'm doing something nice for other people.
To further the conversation about optimism on campus during the pandemic, Wirtz suggested reaching out to the wellness group led by Reverend Terry Ott. The Monmouth College Wind Ensemble continues to rehearse throughout the pandemic. The Monmouth College Wind Ensemble recently did semi-professional recordings of music they have worked on this semester thus far.
But it was definitely a different experience, and it allowed us to kind of mess around with the order we played everything in, and overall I think that it will end up helping our sound.
The recordings produced will be available at the Monmouth College Band's Facebook page in the coming weeks. Coming up after the break in sports, one Monmouth College athlete is #1 in the nation. A new record and #1 ranking for the women's lacrosse goalie. Olivia Matlock broke the record for home game saves 3 years after former teammate Elizabeth Reisner set the mark at 18. The new record is now 21 saves in 1 game. Matlock was also ranked first in the nation among all divisions for the number of saves made.
Really insane experience, but also just a testament to how hard I've been working this season.
The next women's lacrosse game will be held at Monmouth College on Friday. On Saturday, March 13th, Scots baseball opened their home season with 2 wins over Simpson College. Despite Simpson College's early lead, Monmouth took the game over in the 4th inning of the first game. Scots would go on to win the first game 10-7 and the second 4-2.
Timely hits. We had a couple guys on, and Seamus Murphy and Alec Lyle both had big home runs in that game. And honestly, we just grounded away runs just one at a time throughout the entire game.
The Scots face Cornell in Mount Vernon this Saturday. Thanks for watching MCTV. See you next time.